If you try to search for AI news today, you are just, you're immediately overwhelmed.
Oh, it's not just information overload. It's a mountain of
It's a
noise.
mountain of completely conflicting predictions. One source says total job loss.
And the next says it's all a bubble that's about to pop. Yeah.
It makes it so hard to know who to trust or, what to actually do.
And that noise is what freezes people. It's why we're doing this. Our mission here is to just cut through all of that hype.
Mm-hmm.
We went straight to the data. We're talking full reports, real industry tests from McKinsey, from Stanford, OpenAI, and Epoch AI.
Welcome back to the deep dive. This isn't about guessing what's going to happen in 10 years.
No.
It's about 6 definitive data-backed changes happening right now, this year, that affect your job. So, okay, let's unpack this.
We've got a roadmap for you. We're going to start with why that race for the smartest model is pretty much over. Then we'll get into why you need to build workflows, not wait for some magic agent. And then, my favorite part, how non-technical people are suddenly getting these incredible new superpowers.
For the last couple of years, it felt like the entire conversation was just about benchmark scores.
Oh, completely. Everyone was arguing about, is it GPT-5? Is it Claude 3, Gemini 1.5?
Who's the best this week?
Yeah, who's the best at geometry or writing a poem? It was this really intense race.
But moving into 2026, the data is showing that whole competition has, well, it's hit a plateau.
It really has. And what's so fascinating is how the gap is just disappearing. We've got data from artificial analysis that confirms that all the top-tier models, their performance is clustering.
They're all becoming good at the same things.
We're all becoming good enough at pretty much everything. Math, writing, you name it.
And it's not just the big, expensive frontier models we're talking about.
No, absolutely not. And this is where the whole landscape just fundamentally changes. You've got Stanford research confirming that open-weight models...
So these are the free-to-use ones, like Llama.
Exactly. Llama, DeepSeek. They're performing nearly as well as the incredibly expensive models from the big labs.
Wait, okay, so if the free models are almost as good, why is anyone paying billions for the others? What are we missing?
That's the critical question. And for, I'd say, 99% of tasks, you're right, the difference is basically zero. For that last 1% super high precision, complex reasoning, the big models still have a slight edge.
But the bigger factor is cost, right?
The bigger factor is efficiency and cost. It's transformative. Epoch AI has data showing hardware efficiency is it's skyrocketing.
What does that mean in real terms?
It means NVIDIA's newest chips use 105,000 times less energy to create text than chips from just a decade ago.
Wow.
So think about what that does. When the quality is basically the same across the board and the cost to run it plummets, AI becomes a commodity.
Like water or electricity.
Exactly like water.
The source doesn't matter as much as the tap it comes out of.
Precisely. So your choice isn't about some tiny difference in a benchmark score anymore. It's all about friction.
Where you already spend your time.
Yes. Where you live digitally. If you're in the Microsoft world with Excel and Word, use Copilot. It's right there.
And if you're all in on Google Docs and Gmail, you use Gemini.
Right. Because it can see your stuff. I mean, I realized I was losing my mind switching tabs all day trying to find the quote-unquote smartest model.
Right. The mental fatigue is real.
Sticking to one platform, the one that's already integrated, it honestly saves me probably 30 minutes a day of just lost focus.
So given that the models are basically commodities now, how much time should we really spend comparing those tiny benchmark score differences?
I'd say just focus on seamless integration. Forget about the tiny performance gains.
That shift away from the models themselves brings us right to the next big thing, which is this pivot from chasing AI agents to building actual workflows.
The hype around agents was just deafening, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. The idea that you could just say, hey, manage this project for me, and
Yeah.
you do 50 steps while you went for coffee.
A compelling vision, for sure. But the data offers a pretty big reality check. McKinsey found that less than 10% of companies have actually scaled autonomous AI agents.
So why are they failing? What's the roadblock?
It's the risk. The risk is just too high. When you give it total control, mistakes are harder to find, it's almost impossible to monitor, and the security questions, especially with company data, are huge.
Mm-hmm.
If an agent makes a really bad mistake deep inside a process, trying to undo that damage is a nightmare.
So you're saying the need for human oversight is the thing that's holding back full automation?
It's the critical constraint, absolutely. So what's actually working? Workflows.
The practical solution.
This is what's happening right now. 20% of all enterprise AI use is through these specific step-by-step processes where the human is still in the driver's seat.
And you can see this in the real world. In customer service, for example, the AI can verify an ID, it can summarize the call history,
Right.
but a human makes that final, tricky refund decision.
Or in content creation, you don't just tell the AI, hey, run my social media.
Yeah.
You build a workflow. You give it a transcript. The AI pulls 5 key points. It drafts 5 posts. And then you, the human, you edit for tone and you hit publish. It's like stacking Lego blocks.
And you can start building these right now. You can use a simple prompt to turn any messy task into a clean workflow. Just ask the AI to map out the steps for you.
So if these autonomous agents are still struggling so much, what's that one key thing that's really preventing full automation?
It's the absolute need for human monitoring to catch mistakes and to manage risk.
Okay. So that success with workflows leads us to maybe the most exciting trend, especially for most of the people listening. It's the end of the technical wall.
Yeah, that wall was high. In the past, if you wanted to build even a simple business tool like a dashboard, you had to know how to code.
You needed a specialist. That whole requirement is just evaporating. There was this fascinating MIT study on what they call the equalizer effect.
The equalizer effect.
It shows that AI helps people with lower technical skills way more than it helps experts. A world-class coder gets a little bit faster.
But someone with zero skill.
They get a superpower instantly.
And you can see that in the data right away. OpenAI said that coding-related messages from non-technical staff, we're talking marketers, HR grew by 36% in 6 months.
They're building their own stuff. They're not waiting for IT anymore.
And this is the insight for you, the listener. Your value isn't knowing where the semicolons go anymore.
No.
It's about understanding the business problem that needs to be solved.
Yeah.
If you know what you need, the AI handles the how. It handles the technical side.
Right. The person who actually understands the budget process can now build the tool for it without having to translate it all for a programmer.
It changes who gets to be an innovator.
You should really try this for yourself. Think of some annoying little task, like cleaning up a messy spreadsheet of names. You can just ask the AI, give me a Google Apps script to fix this. I don't code, so give me the code and tell me exactly where to click to make it work. And it will. It gives you the full solution.
Whoa. Just take a second and imagine scaling that accessibility. 1 billion curious people who aren't developers building their own custom tools for their own specific problems. That's a massive shift in how companies work.
So does this mean every non-technical person now needs to become a master of prompt engineering for code?
No, not at all. You just have to focus on defining the problem clearly.
Yeah.
The AI handles the technical execution. Now we have to shift gears a little bit away from what was the obsession of 2023 and 2024, which was prompt engineering.
Ugh, the search for the magic words.
That secret formula that would unlock everything.
Right. Prompting just isn't the bottleneck anymore. The models are smart enough now, they can understand imperfect grammar, they get your intent. The real bottleneck, the competitive edge for 2026, is context.
The fact gap.
The fact gap. The AI knows everything on the public internet, but it knows nothing about you.
And that's the key vulnerability, isn't it?
It has no idea about your project deadlines, your company's tone of voice, that conversation you had with your boss yesterday. Without that context, the output is just generic. It sounds like AI.
I'll admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. I'll forget to feed it the critical background document before I ask a complex question.
Then the answer is useless.
Technically perfect, but completely useless for what I'm doing. That was my aha moment on context.
And if you don't provide that context, the AI is just flying blind. The winners of 2026 are going to be the people and the companies who have their own data organized and ready for the AI.
Because if your files are scattered everywhere, desktop, Dropbox, Google Drive, the AI can't help you.
It can't. But the solutions are here. Things like Claude projects or custom GPTs let you upload your specific context.
Yeah.
PDFs, brand guides, old reports.
And it remembers that context for every conversation.
Exactly. You can use it to enforce your style. Upload 5 of your old newsletters and say, study my tone, my sentence length. Now, draft a post in this exact style, and do not use words like transform or harness.
You're basically outsourcing your own quality control.
So given how critical that context is, how important is it to maintain a single, clean source of data over time?
Well, your output quality depends entirely on having organized, accessible source data. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, ads. It's now officially confirmed. Platforms like ChatGPT are going to start showing ads.
And everyone's going to groan.
Everyone will groan. But we have to admit, this is an unavoidable and probably necessary step for the industry.
It absolutely is. It all comes down to the staggering cost. I mean, it costs millions of dollars every single day to run these models. If they only relied on subscriptions, you'd create a massive AI divide.
Explain what you mean by that divide.
It means only the biggest companies, the richest people, could afford the best tools. It would kill innovation for everyone else.
So ads are the trade-off. They're what allows for universal access.
Exactly. It's what gives students, nonprofits, researchers in developing countries access to high-quality AI for free. It's the YouTube model, really.
You can pay for premium to get rid of the ads.
Or you watch a few ads and you still get the same world-class tools.
But the big question here is trust. What will these ads look like? How do you keep the AI's advice pure?
Everyone is very clear on this. The integrity of the model has to be protected. We'll probably see things like banner ads on the side of the screen totally separate from the conversation.
So the AI won't suddenly start pitching products.
It can't. If you ask how to fix a leaky pipe, it must not say, you should buy brand X wrench. That would destroy trust instantly.
So if ads are funding this access, what is the single biggest risk platforms face when it comes to influencing the model?
Ruining user trust is the greatest threat to adoption. The line between advice and ads has to be crystal clear.
So far, we've only been talking about AI on a screen, in documents. But the last huge trend that's quickly becoming real is embodied AI.
AI with a physical body, moving around in the real world.
And this isn't science fiction. It's already happening in very specific industries.
Look at logistics and autonomous driving. Waymo has driven over 100 million autonomous miles. And the data is just staggering. They're 96% safer than a human driver.
Autonomous taxis aren't a fantasy anymore. They're becoming normal in some cities.
Normalizing fast. You see the same thing in warehouses with robots.
Right.
Amazon's robots use AI to navigate and handle things they've never seen before. They've cut the order-to-shipped time by almost 80% in some places.
Which brings us to this really big idea that explains why this is happening so fast. Capital assets as software.
That is the key frame for all of this. A traditional machine, like a car, just got worse over time, wear and tear.
Right.
The new model is that the machine gets smarter over time through software updates. The physical hardware is the same, but its brain gets better at driving, better at picking up boxes.
So it appreciates in intelligence.
Exactly. But we do need to keep expectations in check, especially around the house.
Yeah, we shouldn't expect a robot to be folding our laundry next week.
No. Rodney Brooks at MIT says we're still probably 15 years away from a general-purpose robot that can do that reliably. The focus right now is on those specialized industrial machines.
So which segment of the economy is really going to see the fastest adoption of this physical automation?
It's those specialized industrial roles: logistics, high-volume manufacturing, and transportation.
We've covered a lot of ground today. And the clear message seems to be that AI is moving away from that initial kind of theoretical model obsession.
And toward practical, integrated application, the shift is here.
It is, and it's actionable.
So let's run through that quick checklist for you, the learner. First, stop comparing models. Just pick the one that fits best into the tools you already use. Second, stop waiting for magic agents. Start thinking in terms of step-by-step workflows that you control.
Third, don't wait for IT. Use AI to write code for you. Focus your energy on just defining the business problem. And fourth, organize your context files. Scattered data makes the smartest AI totally useless.
Fifth, get ready for ads. Accept them as the price for universal access, but watch for that clear separation to maintain trust. And finally, keep an eye on physical automation, especially in logistics and industry.
So your assignment for this week is simple. Just identify one weekly task, only one, that feels like a total chore.
And then challenge yourself. Use that workflow prompt idea we talked about. Ask your favorite AI to help you break that chore down into steps. Figure out what the AI can do and what you need to keep for a final quality check.
Start small, one workflow at a time. Mastering that practical application, that's how you win in 2026.